How you doing? David Qukslvr here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the high temp stay-ons when we come back. Alright, welcome back, and let's talk about this next shoe. This is my second review, and in this one I'm talking about the high temp stay-ons. On these shoes, definitely a very unusual shoe. And what we have here is the normal hooks, and we have the deeper hooks or the inner hooks. And these shoes are NHPA sanctioned shoe. They look very weird, but they are a legal sanctioned shoe in the NHPA. That Paul on Facebook requested some information on these shoes, and somebody came through and gave me a whole bunch of ad material back when they were selling these. I think it was right around some of the dates I got on there were 96, 97 when they were of these shoes, and I think this is the this is actually a modified. These are modified shoes, and how you can tell with that is you have the M. It says the high temp stay on, and then it has an M, and that M stands for modified. So what you get with these shoes that you didn't get with the older style shoes is they have sharper points. You have better hooks. Better, I'm thinking deeper. So hopefully the better hooks will do a good job on my stake when I check out the hooking power rating. It also has different angles for sliding. So they didn't just worry about people shooting on clay. They were worried about basically everything. And this is what I do like. The heel cleats are not flat. They do have a nice sloping angle. I'll put a picture of that up here for you. And that aids on in sand and stuff like that for backyard pictures. And if you're also if you're throwing on clay and you come in on your opponent's shoes, if you hit your opponent's shoes, the angle helps to continue on towards the stake. And another thing is they have a lower heel caulk. Two more things that they had on the modified version is they lower the price, and they have a new guarantee. So what they did was they lowered the price. It's $5 cheaper, but it actually costs $5 more to ship them in if they actually do break. So it's sort of you're paying less out the door, but if something does happen, you're basically paying for the same price. Basically paying for a guarantee on down the road if you so opt to choose that, which I think is pretty nice. Because a lot of times if you break a shoe, I've broken a shoe before. I have a Challenger that broke, and what I did was I actually looked to just get brand new shoes. I didn't want that one shoe replaced. So then you have one shoe that is nicely forged, and then you have an older shoe that's been hitting the stake a lot and rounded edges and stuff like that. So you're throwing on two different shoes. So I'd rather pay a cheaper price for the shoe rather than a little bit more expensive to send it in and get a replacement. So that was sort of nice that they did that. What I did on this shoe, you can see the black line here. I've already measured the shoe standing up and decided where the center is, and that is represented with the black line. And then we're going to go ahead and get the QBR, the Qukslvr balance rating. So we're going to go ahead and find its balance point. So it's very, very, very close to being a well-balanced shoe. And we're only talking 2 points. This shoe is weighted more on the toe, but it is a -2 on the Qukslvr balance rating. The QBR is a -2. So this is a little bit better balanced shoe than the Challenger. I think part of that is because of the weight that it has inside, and the larger weights on the heel than the Challenger also. So I'll give that a like I said, that's a -1, which is not so bad. The closer you get to 0 is a well-weighted shoe, and if you have in the positive rating, which remember the first video for the Challengers, if it's weighted more on the heels rather than the toe, then that's going to be a positive QBR. Okay, so on this we're gonna measure the hooking power rating, and the first thing we're going to do is, this is sort of cheating, but we can't really measure it off of this secondary hook, so we're going to have to go ahead and measure it as if we're imagining that the blade goes straight down and this hook is not there. So if we did that, I hit the hook where it touches the stake, and then where it touches up here, finally comes back resting on the shoe, is a 5. So you take 5 away from 5. You want as high as possible on this. And what you're going to do is you're actually going to take, if it was 1 inch, you take 1 inch off of 5, and that would give you a rating of 4. And 4 is good. On the higher rating for the HPR, the hooking power rating, the better. So, like I said, Challengers came up with a 0.5, which is not good. 0.5 is not good. And once we shaved the Challenger, we got a better rating off of that. So we'll get a 0 on this one, because these hooks are not that large. But here's where these things really shine. If you make it all the way inside here and hook on this end, so this is the saving grace of these. Touch it here, touch the stake, and it's 1.5. So you take 5 minus 1.5, you get 3.5. So 3.5 is pretty darn good. I would say if you got a shoe that was 3.5, I don't even think you're going to really see a 4, because that's only given 1 inch, and that'd be really tough to set that hook in here with a 1 inch stake. So 1.5 is very tight for a hook. And those are its secondary hooks, and it does have a reverse ringer brake on here, so that's also nice. And once it gets deep into these inside this shoe, it's not coming off that stake. And what it does is it just drives it in to that stake and forces that shoe to go deeper, unless you really hit out here on top or you throw short. Okay, so we have our balance rating and our hooking power. So let's go on to the next thing, which would be, how much do they weigh? We're going to go ahead and turn this on. Let it zero out. And these shoes weigh in at 2 pounds 7 ounces. Just make sure these aren't different either way. So 2.7. Okay. So 2 pounds 7 ounces on these shoes. I'm sure they're most likely sold 2 pounds 8 ounces. So they're sold as a medium shoe. And I don't know if they have a 2 pound 10 ounce shoe. There is a little bit of a difference. They do feel a little thin. You can see this where you put your hand your grip. It's a thin shoe. It's not a thick shoe, and it has a nice area for you to grip the shoe if you are a turn thrower. But the way I hold my shoe is a hammer grip. I tried it once or twice and it didn't come out of my hand very nicely, so I just stopped because it was sort of embarrassing the way they were coming out. I am going to throw these a little more this summer and try and get some good turns out of them and get a video or two of me sort of mastering the turn with these. It's going to be my little goal to get these to turn. But the flip is easy. I do a toe cock down, grab it just like I do Challengers, and they flip pretty nice. They're a very, very well balanced shoe. And I think that's about it. Definitely an odd looking shoe, and it's definitely got some good points on it. Not the easiest shoe to throw. I had Bobby C tried to throw it, and he couldn't get the shoe to fly through the air too well for him. But I'm sure if I handed it to him and we played for an hour, he'd get the hang of it. One of the things was messing him up most likely was the weight. They are a lighter weight, and I didn't give him a lot of time. It was at the end of the day, and I just asked him to throw them real quick and give me an assessment. And I'll put that video on the tail end of this video and see what he has to say about them. And I also threw them, and I got them to get into this back end here, and you'll definitely see the hooking power that these things have once they get deep into that secondary area and get into here and really grab. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this. Hope it was informative, and definitely you're going to see more videos of me throwing these this summer. I'm going to break them out and take them with me, sort of shock some people, and let them throw them, and we're going to have some fun with them. So stay tuned for that, and like I said, thanks for watching, and here's those videos I promised you of these things flying through the air. Thanks.
I'd have to say, overall, kind of like them. They're pretty cool. I didn't really, I had an okay percentage with them, but a little more time I could definitely get them dialed in. They feel good in the hand, and just different than what I'm used to, but I definitely like them, and wouldn't mind having my own pair of these. You know, they're pretty cool.
Yep, definitely different.
Yeah, look like they should never come off.
Yeah.
If you center it up, it should stick around, and I can believe that. Look at that, though.
Yeah.
It's a cool shoe.
Yeah, it sort of filters into that back section. You
Yeah.
put the stake anywhere in there, it filters back in and ain't coming off.
Yeah, yeah, we had a few that it really took advantage of, but no, I like them. Cool shoe. Thanks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bobby C. Thanks for helping with that review today.
Sure.
That's what these shoes do.